and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Gail Miller, and I'm a principal in CLA's Senior Living practice. For this episode of Senior Living Insights, we want to celebrate senior living providers and the great things they are doing in their communities during these challenging times. Stories about how the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the most vulnerable members of our communities have filled the news. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, a staggering 8 out of 10 deaths reported in the United States have been in adults aged 65 and older. Senior living providers, and in particular nursing homes, have been at the forefront of the headlines since the beginning of the pandemic, starting with an outbreak at a facility in Washington. In an effort to contain the spread of COVID-19 and to keep their residents and staff members safe, senior living providers have updated their policies and procedures and implemented new standards of care based upon guidelines and recommendations from the CDC, CMS, and other state and local agencies. For many providers, this has included restricting visitors and non-essential health personnel, requiring all residents and staff to wear face masks while in public areas, implementing meal delivery in lieu of congregate dining, suspending group activities and outings, and recommending residents stay in their apartments and maintain social distancing guidelines, just to name a few. While these enhanced policies and restrictions are considered necessary to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus, it can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness, especially for those living alone. Buckner Retirement Services, a nonprofit senior living provider operating 6 communities in Texas, recently conducted a resident survey in order to better understand the impact of social distancing and visitation restrictions on its residents. Of note, 96% of the residents responding to the survey agreed with the social distancing and visitation restrictions that were implemented by Buckner. More than 75% of the residents surveyed listed family visits as what they missed the most, followed by going to church and group dining. Additionally, the top inconveniences residents listed included not having visitors, wearing masks, and the lack of group activities. And while seniors are most thankful for calls with their family, their health, and their staff, only 9% were thankful for toilet paper. To combat the negative implications of increased restrictions and social isolation, many providers have found creative ways to help their residents stay connected and engaged. I would like to share with you a few of these examples. Forefront Living, which operates Presbyterian Village North in Dallas, Texas, teamed up with actress Jane Seymour as part of the kickoff to her global Open-Hearted Challenge campaign. This campaign encourages the giving of your time and talents with others and then sharing it online with the hashtag Open-Hearted Challenge to inspire others to do the same. As part of this campaign, Jane engaged in a virtual painting session with a resident of PVN from her home in California. Other residents at PVN took this challenge head-on by sharing some of their amazing musical talents on YouTube. And as another great example of residents embracing the challenge, some engaged in professional ukulele lessons via Zoom. At another community, WESTMINSTER Communities of Florida, they shared many exciting examples of ways in which they have engaged residents throughout their 22 communities. One particularly innovative idea was to offer the practice of self-immersion by providing virtual tours around the world. Through their program called My W Life, which focuses on whole person well-being of the body, mind, and soul, residents can log into the My W Life app or website and access the virtual experiences icon. Residents have access to a wide variety of experiences, ranging from tours of London to New York City, and to enriching virtual tours of museums and animal cams from aquariums and zoos across the world. These virtual experiences provide life-enriching and intellectually stimulating opportunities for residents to engage in something informative and fun, while providing much-needed escape from the challenges of today. And finally, at the Village on the Isle in Venice, Florida, they hosted a Class of 2020 prom to give their high school employees an opportunity to celebrate this memorable event. Both staff and residents rallied together to host the prom, which featured delicious food and great music, along with COVID-19 safeguards. The highlight of the evening was the walk to prom, which was full of love and blessings from the residents who cheered from their balconies and displayed homemade signs to share in the excitement. This event was such a huge success that Village on the Isle will be hosting an outdoor graduation ceremony for their community's high school and college seniors as well. While these are just a few of the creative approaches providers are utilizing to engage and support their residents, their staff, and build a stronger sense of community. And for those senior living providers that are watching, we would love to hear about the great things you are doing. Please feel free to share your stories with us directly. On behalf of the entire CLA family, I want to thank you for making a difference in our communities as we continue to fight this pandemic. We are grateful for the opportunity to work with you and to support you. That's all for this episode of Senior Living Insights. Please check back for additional information and updates.